All right, welcome back, everybody. This is engineering problem solving. It's Thursday of the first week. And remember, we have this little online lecture that will happen. It'll be short this week because I know a lot of you don't have equipment yet and we're not really rolling. But this exercise that I have here on the screen is what you're going to do for me. It's a simple manual drawing problem. I want you to use straight edges. So you'll have to find a straight edge at home. If you have printer paper, I want to do it on printer paper. If you don't have printer paper, any paper will work for this week. Engineering comp paper will work, whatever you want to do. And it's just a series of 4 boxes and some lettering. So I want your name on it like it's shown there in the lab. No dimensions. The dimensions are there so you know what size to draw things. You'll have to do some planning on this exercise and figure out if it's going to fit. It should fit, but you need to organize it and plan first. So I'm going to start it a little bit and then I'll stop and let you finish it on your own. So really what we're practicing is using a scale of some kind. So hopefully you have not necessarily a scale, but a ruler in your house that has measurement that you can use. That would be best. If you want to come by the lab on Friday or today, Thursday, you can borrow a scale, take it home, and go for it that way. So I want the boxes and the lettering. That's primarily all. All right, let me kind of show you how to get this started. Got to flip you around. And then I'll have to make you bigger. All right. So just a kind of a blank piece of paper. I have it landscape because that appears to be what, you know, we needed on that drawing. It's kind of how it was set up. I should be able to go back and forth maybe between, yeah. So it looks like there's a 3-inch box and a 4-inch box over here on the left. 3-inch box, 4-inch box. So that's a total of 7. So yeah, it's going to have to be fairly close. You don't have to include the border, but and it is a little reversed with this system. So everything I do is kind of backwards and upside down maybe, but when I do that here, maybe I need to see if this helps. Nope, that does not help. All right, I think you'll figure it out. So I'm working in my upper left, so it appears to be the upper right on the camera. There's probably a way I can reverse that image, but I'm not going to mess with it right now. So, and then I'm just going to lay out my 3-inch box. All right, so it's 3 inches by 3 inches. And you know, I could draw that line really light. You want to do everything really light in the beginning in case you have to erase. So that's 3 inches. And then if I have anything that's square, a credit card, I have this template I could use, right? That'll give me verticals. And again, it's manual drawing. It's not going to be perfect, right? But if I have something square, I can make these vertical lines. Since I have the triangle, I would probably use that. So this is called layout. I'm just laying it out, trying to get it organized and see that I have enough space for the entire drawing before I start to darken anything in. Okay, so there's my 3 by 3. Again, just doing it really light. I'm doing it on a pad of paper. So it's a little softer when you draw than on something hard, but the pad of paper is really starting to get in my way. So I might go away from that. All right, so my 3x3. You know, just think about these connections, try and keep them clean. This is really light, it's not darkened. Below it goes a 4x4. So, you know, when I come in here, I'm like, oh, okay. I gotta be, you know, fairly close to keep it from going off the paper. And at some point, I'm gonna want to put a title block and other things around it, right? So it should line up. I'm going to line it up with the one above. Again, doing my best just to keep things kind of straight with the paper. But then once I get it, I can use my triangle to make a horizontal from the vertical. So, right? So a triangle or some kind of square object is very helpful. I know I'm going off the screen here, but that's all right. I'll move it down in a second. All right, I think you get it, right? So I've made sure that it fits. I need to measure my 4 inches. So just some practice measuring and laying out, taking your time. Most things are not very fast when we're manual drawing. All right, so I think you get it. Again, I haven't darkened it. So I would lay the whole thing out. When I go to do my lettering for my name, I'm going to want to use guidelines. So I think I used like 0.2 lettering. So give myself a couple marks with 0.2. And then I can make more guidelines. All right, I had to put my glasses on here. Right, so then I can do some lettering. Trying to get those letters to touch the top and the bottom. All right, yeah, it does come out kind of backwards, doesn't it? Mirror imaged. All right, once you get it laid out, then you will darken it. So once you have it darkened, then it's just a process of going back over it and darkening it up. We will talk, next week we will talk about lines and their purposes, but these are actually called visible lines, and they should be like the thickest lines on the drawing, right? So now I go back over, notice that I made one run here. To get that line thicker, I just barely scoot over, just barely, and go again. So I can get a nice thick one. Now, what we want is all of these to be the same thickness. Again, manual drawing takes some practice, but I would darken it all up. That's going to give us a great copy when we make a copy, or a great PDF when we go to use CAM scanning. Okay, so that's it. That's your exercise for this Thursday. Just a little practice laying out with the scale, any scale, and making it happen. So good luck with that. Let me know how it goes. And you can bring that in person on Tuesday, or you can upload it. I'll have an upload spot there for you. So either way will work. All right, have a great weekend.